Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. Oh god damn it, what's happening back there? We're here to talk about WWE Battleground, and I guess we're going to talk about SummerSlam a little bit, because the card for SummerSlam... SummerSlam.
Summer who?
Summer what?
Summer when? Summer Ray?
You notice that Shinsuke Nakamura can't say SummerSlam? He goes like, SummerSlam.
He can't say any words in English language.
Sorry guys, we're just setting up on our phones here. Fred's pulling up the Facebook Live feed so we can interact with our Facebook Live fans.
We just have Jen on right now.
Of course. And I am going to pull up Periscope so that I can interact with our Periscope fans.
Hell yeah.
All 0 of them. The zeros.
I need help with my taxes. You will soon.
Nope, this is the preview. That's not it. Nope.
Share this.
Share that shit, bro.
Let's see what happens. Who comes along?
Who comes along?
Alright.
Why do I look so big and you look so small? Is this at an angle?
Yeah, I'm also leaning back.
Oh.
You made us a present. That's good. I like presents.
Yes, Jen painted a present for us, actually.
Painted a present?
Painted you one, too. She made you a present.
Ah!
Yeah.
It's like half Christmas.
No Uncle Tim, just Uncle Fred.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. It's the half till Christmas.
You know what always sounds really good? Is when you have a show and you start making Borat references because it's so relevant. It's like so new now, too, that like... You're really bringing in like the fans that know Borat and love Borat, because it's such a new movie. It only came out
even better with
years ago.
It's even better with Austin Powers.
Yeah, right. We should start doing Austin Powers references.
Yeah, bye.
$1 million. Oh god. We're both very tired, so I'm gonna excuse myself for our lack of excitement going in right now.
We're gonna try. Plus, we're talking about Battleground, so that's not gonna make it easy.
Fred just downed a Starbucks Frappuccino bottle drink and then did a shot of tequila, so he might throw up.
2 bottles of tequila.
2 bottles.
2 shots.
2 bottles of tequila.
I wish.
I'm tired about that.
SummerSlam 2000 was awesome.
Oh my god, my hair is all over the place. I didn't. Anyway.
Alright, let's start this.
Christmas in July. Yes. Alright, guys, we're going to go live with the actual episode of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. Fred, as I said, let's talk really loud, especially the first couple minutes for the song that we need
Feliz Navidad,
so that we don't have the problem where I'm calling out the Wrestling Nerd Alliance and then you can't hear me.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk directly in the mic, especially for the first 5 minutes. All right.
Let's just we'll get into Wrestling Nerd Alliance. Maybe not in the first 5 minutes. How about that? I'll wait until the song's over. How about that?
Why is my phone? Oh wait, I think I have to open it in Periscope. I can't.
Feliz Navidad. Half Postano Años Felicidad. I want to wish you a Merry Half Christmas. That doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it doesn't roll at all, actually.
Josh Peck, what up? How you doing?
Factual Josh is back.
He keeps it...
No talking loud, Tyler is sleeping. Okay. Well, we'll
keep that kid asleep.
We'll work around that.
Keep that kid asleep, damn it.
Dagnabbit. Alright, guys, here we go. We're going to go live now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast!
We're here, we're there, we're everywhere. WWP.
Baby.
Oh, yeah.
We are here with the 55th edition of the the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. Don't even know the name of my show. I'm Craig Dixon.
Fuck. I'm Frank Robinson.
Oh, you're Frank?
I mean Fred Robinson.
Yeah. We're here to discuss the aftermath of WWE Battleground. Very terrible pay-per-view in the WWE's calendar. So, Fred, what were your thoughts on Battleground, huh? Wasn't it amazing?
I have to encapsulate it into a single phrase or word.
I wouldn't.
Is there a worse word than shit? Is there a worse word than hell?
I'd say dude.
Is there a worse phrase than large enema up someone's ass. I'm going to say that would be Battleground, I think.
Seems like a lot there.
Yeah, it seems like a lot there, and I think that's...
We're getting some comments on Periscope saying McMahon's gotta go, and I completely agree.
McMahon, if you're listening, just die!
Yeah, just
die!
It's horrible to wish death upon somebody, but...
I never had before, Craig.
Vince McMahon is literally... maybe not die, but maybe, like, incapacitate him enough where he literally cannot go to work every day. Like, maybe break his ankles. No, we have to do more than that. We have to break his neck. No, that might kill him. So we gotta find a good, like a fine line. Like maybe put him in a coma, right?
But it's hard though.
Put him in a coma.
But it's hard though because he has ran into the ring and tore both his quads.
Oh my god, that was the best.
He's gotten blown up by a goddamn limousine. I mean, this guy's like T-2000 or T-1000, whatever, from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
This guy cannot be destroyed except for throwing him into a liquid bat of.
Molten lava.
Molten lava.
We have
molten lava.
We have a lot to talk about here. I think.
We really?
I think our challenge was accepted from the Wrestling Nerd Alliance for our SummerSlam.
The nerds
podcast show off. By the way, did you hear that Gallows and Anderson this week made fun of nerds? And I kind of was like, they're on our side. I think Gallows and Anderson have joined the Wretched Wrestling podcast.
Are we part of the club? Are we?
I think we are the club.
Are we? Too sweet?
Too sweet, baby! Anyway, guys.
Thank you, good brother.
Yeah, good brother. Good brothers for life. We have so much to talk about.
Before I forget. Nerds! And then, of course, is our weekly Simpsons reference from when Simpson/Homer went back to college.
Yes, great episode. Fantastic episode. Not to be confused with when he went to clown college. That's a totally different episode.
Josh, why would you hope he retires? Because that means he has some sort of relevance in the WWE. It's because he's retired. He's like that old guy that retires from like a company, but he comes in with like his Hawaiian shirt and his flip-flop with socks on.
And he's
like, hey, I haven't
everywhere.
seen you in a while. And he goes into the partner's office and he's like, oh, shoot. And the guy's like, oh, fuck, this guy's back
Do you remember they did something like that like 5 years ago where they did like a retirement angle for him like as like as a company and like Triple H hugged him and they were like, it's like, I'm letting you know, the board of officials have had an announcement, and you are, relieved of your duties. And he started crying, and they both started crying. They were hugging.
That's so stupid.
I thought that was real back then, and it's obviously not because look at these WWE pay-per-views that they're spitting out every fucking 2 weeks. Here we are,
Maxine Waters.
Yeah, somebody just says we have to wait it out. We gotta wait it out. We gotta wait it out for Vince to. Unfortunately...
To die!
he's killed himself so many fucking times. Maybe he actually will kill himself.
Yeah, maybe.
So let's just jump right into Battleground. We have a lot to talk about. This card was lackluster going in, and then the actual payoff of it was...
atrocious.
It was probably worse, I would say, right?
It was
worse than expected, right?
Remember how, I think it was last week where I said that, usually with these crappy pay-per-views, you go in with low expectations, and then the payoff ends up being really pretty good to decent, and such as Great Balls of Fire. And this was just not.
See, Great Balls of Fire was one I was loathing because it had a terrible name, and I was also loathing it because it's like, I don't know, these brand-exclusive pay-per-views aren't that good. But, yeah, Great Balls of Fire ended up being pretty good. And we were like, all right, maybe we can have some good stretch of pay-per-views. No, we're going to have Battleground. And Battleground's going to be fucking terrible. Battleground opened, though, on a very positive note with the New Day winning the Smackdown Live Tag Team titles against the Usos.
Yes. That was
definitely, by far, the highlight of the show was this match. It only went 13 minutes. It was... Solid match. The crowd was really into it. Got a lot of near falls, and the New Day are your new tag champs. So I thought that was really good. We're getting some comments here on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. And that always seems to happen at...
Who the fuck is Maxine Waters?
And that really seems to be the happen at these pay-per-views, that the opening matchup of the show ends up being the highlight of the fucking show, and then it all just goes downhill from there. And then surprisingly, because we've had such, we have promising matches like Kevin Owens and AJ Styles,
Yeah.
And it just was not happening. So, anyway, I really enjoyed this match. I thought that if the Usos were going to win, I love the spot where Xavier Woods went for that springboard elbow. It just got clocked in the fucking face with that goddamn Uso super kick.
Of course, I missed it live. And I saw it on the replay, and I was like, god damn, that's cool.
Yeah,
I missed
that should have been that should have been the finish, honestly.
You think that should have been the finish? But then
a
different finish then.
That would have been it. Yeah.
So it was a good match. It was the right call. The Usos have done a phenomenal job as tag team champions, but it was time to drop it to New Day. New Day needed something. SmackDown's been lacking some kind of it's been lacking depth in the tag team division, so this was a good move. Put the titles on new people.
Yeah, Josh, I'm surprised Big E wasn't in the match. Also, one question: why do you keep hashtagging factual?
Yes,
that is not catching on. I hate to break it to you. I don't see anyone else is doing that, and it's not trending on Twitter. So
definitely not.
Yeah.
So
Shinsuke, good effort on your part, though.
In a very, very disappointing show, this next match should have kind of really set the tone for the rest of the card. Like in the aspect that it should have been a pretty good match, and it only ended up being kind of boring and very poor finished match. Shinsuke Nakamura took on Baron Corbin, 12-minute singles match, and
with a shitty finish,
man.
Oh my god, dude!
Why they do this shit, man?
Not only was this match not clicking at all.
No, the crowd
was just
too.
Bad enough as it was, but the worst finish as it was a fucking latent low blow with the referee looking. And that was, oh my god, that was the worst. This is the type of shit that you do on Smackdown, on free television.
Yes.
Not on a pay-per-view.
Well, and then they have a rematch on SmackDown. It's much better. The crowd's way more into it because it's not a terrible pay-per-view. At least, like, they go to these live shows and they go like, oh, at least it's not a pay-per-view now. And it was really good, and somebody actually won the fucking match. So I think this is the end of the feud now. They had the rematch the next day. Shinsuke won very cleanly the next day. And now he's going to go into a number one contenders match next week for the world heavyweight title. So we'll see how that goes. I think.
Wait, who is going to be for the world title?
It's a number one contenders match against John Cena. Shinsuke versus John Cena next week on SmackDown. That's going to be a great. That's a great free TV match. For a free TV match,
shouldn't it be on pay-per-view though?
It should be. Like,
I can see Shinsuke versus Shinsuke versus... I'm trying to think of the roster right now. Kevin Owens, okay? I know we've complained about that in the past, but I can see it as a free TV match maybe. But, the biggest star of the Ruthless Aggression era versus the biggest star, arguably the biggest star of this new generation.
Yeah.
Fighting on a random SmackDown. I don't know, dude. I just, Shinsuke's not fighting Jinder. So we all know that fucking John Cena's going to beat Nakamura.
It is weird that they're going to give that away for free.
Right?
It is weird that they're going to give that away for free on SmackDown on USA Network next week, especially when they gave us a pay-per-view that was so terrible, and which then they didn't give us any fucking definitive winner. But at the same time, then you look at how SmackDown was this week, where it was a main event. The main event was a U.S. title match, triple threat match. It was a very good match. I'll talk about the participants later and what happened, but they made an important match on SmackDown. It made it more of a must-see TV. And you and me have been talking about it for a while. I mean, I think you and me talked about last week how the go-home show to Battleground was terrible for SmackDown, and they're just missing this this must-see TV aspect that wrestling really needs. You need to be invested to watch it. And so SmackDown was really good this week with a really good main event, and now I have a reason to watch next week because we're getting two good matches. It's not just Shinsuke versus Cena, but the other one is a
Isn't it,
I forget. Now I forget.
Isn't Owens going to face AJ Styles in a rematch?
Yes. AJ Styles for the U.S. title.
For the 5th time, but I digress.
Still, it makes it important. I wish they would make this build for the pay-per-views. Obviously, Battleground was a big disappointment. Yeah, I mean, we kind of glossed over what happened to New Day and Usos the next day on SmackDown, but the New Day came out. They were going to do their big, 3-time WWE champion intro, and then they got attacked while they were doing the intro. So it
just sets up more, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like, they're just building up the anticipations for them to say the 3-time WW, to do that shit again. So, I guess that feud's not over yet. But Shinsuke and Baron, I would say, is definitely over. What do you think? I mean, Shinsuke's already moving on to other things, and Baron, I don't think was really hurt by a loss here.
Shinsuke? Who's he going to face at SummerSlam? I wonder.
Well, it depends.
Who's Baron going to face at SummerSlam?
Well, it all depends on who wins the John Cena Shinsuke match. I guess we'll find out.
You think maybe it'll be like Nakamura versus Cena, perhaps, or Jinder versus Cena and Baron Corbin versus Nakamura. We just did that.
I was thinking more along the lines of Shinsuke might win. Like, I don't know how. Maybe interference from Rusev on Cena. I don't know. Rusev didn't appear on SmackDown after his loss. Let's actually talk about that match. So we're jumping ahead on a Battleground a little bit, but we had John Cena versus Rusev in a fucking flag match.
Hey, what's up, Alyssa Wyatt?
Violet.
Just for a protocol for anybody on Periscope, if you are a girl, you must talk to us with your shirts off. Just FYI.
Can we be lesbian lovers? Sure.
I would grow a vagina for you. Whoever you
just
may
like
be.
Corey.
Well, she has a vagina.
Right,
so.
Of course. How could I forget?
She didn't grow one. She was born with one.
Right.
Baby, she was born this way.
She grew one in the womb, I guess you could say.
She grew in the womb. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't need to mold one out of Play-Doh.
That's exactly what happened.
So, Alyssa, if you Corey's not listening tonight, but if Alyssa, you're listening...
that's a damn shame. Why isn't she listening?
How you doing? Craig, because she's got a busy schedule, so she is working out right now.
Where's she working at?
Where's she working at?
Yeah, you said she's working... Oh, she's working out.
You know what? She works for a construction site.
Dude.
What? She's got big muscles. If she's got a broad back, she can hold mad iron.
Mad iron, he says.
She loves balancing that balance beam.
No. Nobody says these things.
Nobody says who.
Getting some feedback here. You hot, says Alyssa Violet on...
Well, Alyssa, we can get things going harder here.
I think Rob English has joined us on Periscope from
Rob!
from the Wrestling Nerd Alliance. I'm seeing way too much skin over here. Stop, it's blinding.
Thanks a lot, Rob. You ruined things with me and... Craig's single. Craig's single, Alyssa.
Nope. No, I am not.
See that ring on his finger?
Somebody's going to take it off. Rob wants you to continue to take it off. No, this is getting weird. No, if you're going to do that, you got to sing Lana's song. Alright, get back here. Shut the fuck down.
And then the first finale. What? Oh no! I didn't show you my thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
That's for you, Alyssa.
Let's move on, please. So let's talk about the flag match between John Cena and Rusev. I mean... Wrestling, guys. Wrestling. Fred, I was texting you throughout this entire match. This was...
You were texting me.
Definitely was texting you. It was by far one of the worst fucking pay-per-view matches of the year. It's going down in my book as maybe worst pay-per-view match of the year. This was the worst pay-per-view match of the year. Why not?
Oh. We've had some pretty atrocious matches.
I'm talking about pay-per-views.
We've had kendo stick on a pole match.
That was good, though.
We had House of Horrors.
That was... Oh, yeah. Ooh, good point.
But I think that there may be a new worst match of the year.
Oh, you agree?
I think I agree with you.
Oh, you do agree with me.
Or maybe it's that or the Punjabi prison match.
I'm going to go with this one. Only because of how fake the entire fucking match seemed. I get it. I watch wrestling. I've watched so much fucking wrestling in the last 20 years. I know, like, when they're in ladder matches, like, the people walk really slow when they decide to climb a ladder and go like, ugh, I forgot how to climb a ladder fast.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Goga.
But that one, it's kind of like, it's like a known thing that's gonna happen in every ladder match.
Like
and the ladders are tall, so there's like a long climb. And then we have this flag match, where it's literally just on the top rope. When they climb to the top rope in matches, they have no problem climbing to the top rope.
They do it all the time.
Yeah. So, and Rusev is fucking climbing up the thing. He's like taking his time. Let me plant foot number 1. I did it. Okay, let me
goes after number 1?
I pander to the crowd a little bit. Let me plant foot number 2. Okay, here I am. I planted foot number 2. Let me pander to the crowd some more. And let me look at the flag. Oh, that's a Bulgarian flag. It was created in 1931.
What the?
And whoa, almost as fake as Fred's heterosexuality.
I think you had a little typo there, sir.
Oh, what do you think he meant?
You think fake as Fred's fucking...
Are you looking for the word homosexuality? Because that would be good if you were faking that. If it was fake.
Yes.
I mean, whatever floats your boat. I mean, there's nothing wrong. You know, not that there's anything wrong with it.
There isn't.
My father's gay.
His father's gay.
His mother's gay.
I saw him at Glutterby one week, actually.
Alright, nah, I'm not... We've wasted so much fucking time earlier. Let's get through Battleground.
These damn Wrestling Nerd Alliance folks!
They're getting in our heads, man. We
They're
gotta stay
getting in my
aligned.
head.
Calypso, Johnny Shotgun, we have to form the alliance and stop screwing around.
Exactly, because they're trying to make me decide that I am one thing when I'm not enough. Another thing, because everybody knows that I am... straight, so like, you know, that should be clear to everybody. And Rob is just making me...
Okay, so the flag match was, okay, so... The fact that they took so long to climb the turnbuckle, grab the flags, make it like a big deal, and then when Rusev got the flag first, and he's walking... to take it up the entrance ramp to put it up. He's walking, and I'm not talking about like a brisk walk, which I could understand.
Oh, I'm hurt, but I'm trying.
No,
you know?
He's just walking like a video game character, like I'm watching. I'm like, this
like nothing is
they made this look so fake, and it was so predictable. They set up the fucking table right next to Rusev's thing. Surprisingly, I wonder why they set it up next to Rusev's podium. Remember that?
What the
tables?
Oh yeah, Rusev decided to set up the tables on his podium. Yeah. I wonder why. Oh gee golly whiz.
Oh gee golly.
So then Rusev put the accolade on John Cena, and we all thought this was gonna be it.
Yep.
Rusev was gonna win. Nope. But then stupid John Cena in
By the
background.
Did you see the point when John Cena was in the background
hiding behind
his podium? Yeah, he rolled behind
He rolled.
He rolled.
We saw him roll to the other podium so that we couldn't, quote-unquote, see him.
Right. Can't see enough.
So that when Rusev came back to put his pole down, you know, that John Cena...
By the way, his head was peeking up over the top just so you could see what he was like... Soon.
So then Rusev dramatically takes the pole, takes the flag, he's like, I'm gonna do it!
Yeah, and he does it in slow motion! And they're holding it, and he's like, no, don't do it! It was so bad!
So fucking over-dramatic
in a match that they built up over, 2 weeks, right? It was 2 weeks of build. Like, anybody cared. Like, anybody thought Rusev was gonna win this match. Nobody in their right mind. Even the people of Bulgaria are like, oh god, John Cena's totally winning this match.
I would have bet my homosexuality on that. Like, I would have bet that I would become homosexual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Glad you clarified that one. I just thought it was terrible. And then the next day, John Cena confronted Jinder Mahal and challenged him for a match at fucking SummerSlam for the WWE title. I like that Shane McMahon came out, or was it Daniel Bryan? No, Daniel Bryan came out and said, no, I'm sorry, John, you don't make the matches around here. You're not just number one contender because you said it, which is pretty much the opposite of what they did on Raw a couple weeks ago when Roman Reigns was like, I deserve a title match. I lost my match, but I should be the number one contender. It totally makes sense, John. Yeah. So I like that. I actually chuckled when Baron Corbin said that. What the fuck is this? Mm-hmm. That was a live video. Mm-hmm. And then they set up a number one contenders match because Shinsuke Nakamura won his match against Baron Corbin. So it's Shinsuke, Cena next week. We talked about it a little bit.
I'm excited for the match.
Yeah, it'll be good. Come on, a free TV match like that.
Good, you know,
it's got to be the main event, I would assume.
Yeah, what am I gonna do? I'm excited.
I'm under the impression that I'm under the impression. Yeah, sure. What the hell? I'm under the
Fireball break.
Now we're moving to Fireball. Jesus, dude.
Yeah. I couldn't take the tequila after a while.
I got you. I'm under the impression that Shinsuke is gonna win. I don't know why. I don't know.
Would be smart.
It would, because Cena versus Jinder, it's just like so predictable if they do that. It's like another Cena overcoming the odds as the USA's hero to take down another evildoer who's, again, he's Indian. There's nothing wrong with being Indian. Yeah, they're not.
Right, apparently there's a feud with India, but the Americans don't have feud with Indians for some reason.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why.
I'm not aware of us going to war with India ever, so I think it's okay.
I think it's okay. I'm just pissed when I call for computer tech support and I don't understand a fucking word they're saying.
Yeah.
But that does not drive me to hate a country.
One of my favorite characters on The Simpsons is Apu, so
yeah.
Free
Slurpees. Slushies.
Yeah, Squishies,
there we go.
That's good, Squishy. What's it like, Bart? Alright, moving on.
How you doing?
We've lost a lot of viewers in Periscope. So next on, we're going to jump back on Battleground. Fatal 5-way elimination match to determine the SmackDown Live.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Excuse me. I forgot to mention something.
What's that?
When you mentioned the fact that that Nakamura could win the championship match for SummerSlam, how cool would it be if he did beat Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam and Baron Corbin, of all people, cashes it in on Shinsuke Nakamura?
Ooh, I could see that.
Because they have been feuding, you know?
Yeah, but that could happen with either. It could be Shinsuke or Cena winning the title. I feel like the Jinder experiment is coming to an end. Definitely feel like that's happening. I feel like he's going to lose the title to either Cena or Shinsuke at SummerSlam. Stop paying attention to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
I can multitask.
Oh, ooh. So Cena and Shinsuke, I think whoever wins the match this Tuesday on SmackDown is going to end up winning the title at SummerSlam. That's just my thing.
It has to.
Yeah, but I tend to agree. I kind of think it's going to get a Baron Corbin cash-in either way, despite whoever wins. If it's John Cena, it's like, John Cena's been champion a million times. Does he need another reign? Like, you could give him the fucking notch on the belt, make him a 17-time world champion, and then take it away from him.
He's also a free agent, though.
Right, he is a free agent, which they still haven't really explained what that storyline means, because he still hasn't appeared on Raw yet.
I think they're just getting that ready for when Brock decides to leave.
You think? You think he's going to replace Brock on Raw?
I don't know. They need something.
Well, we do have some rumors about the roster changes that are going to come home, but I guess we'll talk about that later. Let's finish up Battleground first. So
let's get rid of that fucking 5 women title bullshit. Because that was sucking.
So we had a number 1 contenders match for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Dude, this match was okay, I guess. But Lana is really bad, dude.
It was bad.
It was bad. I mean, the outcome was bad. I got it right, by the way. I totally threw...
You didn't even mean to.
I totally threw Natalia's name out there, just like, fuck it, Natalia's gonna win. And she did. I was like, oh my god! I marked out when she won, because I was like, holy shit, I'm so smart! But I'm not.
And there was 3 times where I thought Lana was gonna tap, and then she didn't, or the submission got broken up, and I was like, she's gonna win after all! No. And then the 4th time was like, I top! I top with my finger! Tap! Give a shout out to Michael Smith. Who the fuck is Michael Smith, dude?
Who the fuck is Michael Smith?
Alright, here's a shout out to Michael Smith. Hey, Michael Smith, fuck you!
Whoa!
He better not be a paraplegic. I'd feel really bad. This is the wrong podcast for shout-outs.
Why? We don't know who you're talking about. That's why.
Why?
Dude, I mean...
And I'm drunk, too.
So this doesn't... I mean, the SmackDown... this is what we were talking about last week. The SmackDown women's division kind of has no direction right now. You have fucking Carmella with the Money in the Bank briefcase. You got Naomi as the champion. And everybody else is just wrestling these mixed woman matches. Woo man. And there's just, like, no direction. You have no idea where they're going with this. Except for the fact that Lana and Tamina have some kind of, like, fucking, like partnership growing right now. But aside from that, and then they even teased the dissension of that this past week on SmackDown. So I don't even fucking know anymore, dude.
Why did Natalya win, dude?
I guess because she's a heel. She's a heel. Who's the only... There's only 3 heels in the match. Lana is terrible. She's been exposed terribly. And Tamina is in her. I know you like her. I know you like her in like her own. I
don't really like Tamina as much. I think the more I got to see,
the more you got exposed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly,
so that's her reason then, because Tamina has been like forgettable. Lana is bad. And Natalya's the only heel. Becky and Charlotte are kind of face it. Well, Becky's definitely a face. Charlotte's like a tweener face.
Fuck Natalya, dude.
Yeah, it is a bizarre move.
With a stupid fucking little buns in her hair.
I'm confused as to why it's a SummerSlam match. Like, I could see Natalya headlining the women's division in a non-SummerSlam match, but this is going to be SummerSlam main event. Naomi versus Natalya? Does anybody want to see that? Because I don't even really like Natalya that much, to be honest. Like,
she doesn't do anything.
She doesn't do anything. She just made the fucking title. And, they did this thing.
And her stupid face walked down the ring. She looks so fucking atrocious.
Who, Natalya? Or
yeah, she looks like a fucking loser. Like, just the way she walks down in the ring, she's like that. I'm like, oh, God,
yeah, she does that thing where she's got that, like, horrible overacting smirk where she's just like, yeah.
Like, go take a shit in the corner.
Yeah, she looks like she always has to take a shit.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, dude, I don't even fucking care. I don't even care. That was the theme of the podcast last week, is I don't even fucking care.
They should have put it on the pre-show, Josh. That's a good point.
Yeah, they should have.
Give Ty Dillinger a fucking break here, dude.
Dude, remind me to talk about Ty Dillinger later, because I have a bad feeling about him.
Alright.
I'll tell you. It has to do with the roster.
Oh,
the
yeah.
roster thing. So let's move ahead on the card. We had the Battleground. We had the U.S. title match. Kevin Owens challenging AJ Styles for the U.S. title. And this match was good. Okay, it was 17 minutes.
It was
good. But then it had a weird ending, much like the rest of the card. Just weird. They were doing this sequence of pins and submissions. And I believe AJ had Owens in a crossface. And they did like a couple roll-ups where like he like rolled him out and tried to get him like out of it. And he got him into
reversals.
He did a reversal into a rolling predicament. And it was like, there was a ref bump, so the ref was really slow, so it was like 1, 2, 3, and we're like, wait, that was it? That was the end of the match? Like, a roll-up on a slow 3 count from after a ref bump?
Yeah, Craig, let's not forget the fact that, okay, to begin with, Owens threw AJ Styles into the referee.
He did.
Which, whatever. And then the referee acted like he got blind by fucking AJ Styles' ass crack or something like that. Where the point where there's 5 minutes, he's just like, looking at it like, I can't see my eyes. It's like, you just got thrown into it. Just a body got thrown into you.
Your head got hit. Your eyes were not affected.
Yeah, you got a little discombobulated. Like, you're not blind.
Yeah, like, in that situation, you kind of, like, shake your head and go, like, whoa, like, I can't, I gotta get my bearings straight, but not like, I'm blind, like, where am I? Are you a girl? Squeaky? Like, that was, the ref bump was cool, though, because Kevin Owens just fucking threw AJ right into the ref.
I liked it.
It was a good ref bump, but it was a weird thing.
The selling was just bad.
The selling was weird, and the pin was weird. Like, it was a crossface rolled up into a pin. And AJ Styles didn't kick out. He didn't kick his legs like he was trying to kick out. You know,
like
they did that thing.
Had the shoulder up on the other side, like where the ref couldn't see.
His shoulder was up before the first count. I saw the replay like 5 times. Like, his shoulder was up before the first count. Then his shoulder went down. It was just down for a 3 count. And it was a slow 3 count. It was just a very odd end to a match that could have been pretty good. And Kevin Owens won the title. Very strange. Very strange. And then 2 nights later... All right, this was the best part of SmackDown, is that AJ wanted his rematch. He wanted to invoke his rematch clause on SmackDown. But we have a wild card coming in, and Chris Jericho made his WWE return. And he wanted...
in, man!
And he wanted his fucking rematch, because he never got his rematch. So they had a great triple threat main event for the U.S. title on SmackDown, and in which Kevin Owens lost the title back to AJ Styles. It was a very good match, though. So happy Jericho's back.
I'm happy Jericho's back. The only problem I had with this whole thing was, not only was it was a great match, I'm not gonna, say it wasn't, but the thing was, I didn't feel the heat between Owens and Jericho. Jericho got his fucking ass kicked. He did. To a bloody pulp before he left, and then he just came back, interrupted the promo, then they had a triple threat.
Did you say promance?
They had a promance where they're both in love, but they talk to each other with microphones, and they just kind of had a regular match between each other. There was no real heat between each other, and of it all, AJ Styles got the win on Jericho. That was it. Okay.
You didn't like the finish? I thought it was a good match. I
thought the finish was good. I don't think the storyline between Jericho and Owens was good.
Well,
considering what had happened a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it was a little weird because, he
should hate this fucking guy.
Owens has... The problem is, though, Owens has sparked a feud with AJ in the meantime.
Correct.
Waiting for Jericho to come back. So, they're in this, weird situation where, Jericho has been gone for the last 2 months. Styles is the guy he's feuding with now. Now Jericho comes back. He's still got a feud with Owens. Which one takes prominence? I know Jericho and Owens wrestled at WrestleMania, and that's a big fucking deal. But at the same time, he's been gone for a while. AJ's a big fucking deal on the SmackDown brand. It's it kind of made sense. Owens has a lot of enemies. I know you probably... It sounds like you didn't like it, but I thought it was good. I didn't like that Jericho took the pinfall in his first fucking show back. But that's... Jericho. That's probably was his call. That's what he does.
I'm okay with that.
He always puts over people. So... He took the pop-up powerbomb from Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens went for the pin. AJ Styles threw him out of the ring, and he stole the pin from him. So I kind of thought that was a good finish. I'm just happy Jericho's back. I don't know if Jericho is gonna I don't know what's gonna happen now because Owens is kind of stuck with both of them now. Jericho was he was penciled in to feud with Owens whenever he came back. But, this Owens and AJ Styles feud has also been not too bad. So, I don't know if I want that one to end either. So, maybe they continue doing triple threat matches. They have a singles match next week. But who knows for what's going to happen at SummerSlam.
I'm actually going to disagree with you where I think that the Styles-Owens feud really hasn't been that great. And I don't think their matches have been as good as I think they should be. I expect more, and I did not get more. Honestly, and
we've only really had one though, right? So
we've had 2 matches.
What was the other one?
Was that Money in the Bank?
Oh, you're right. It's my bad.
Where
no, they were in the Money in the Bank
where they
match,
did the whatever stupid finish they did. They did some crappy shenanigans.
No, they were in the ladder match, weren't they?
No, well. They did fight each other at some point. They did wrestle each other.
You're probably right. Maybe it was on SmackDown.
Yeah, maybe it was on SmackDown. Whatever it was, I don't know. They definitely have faced each other a couple of times. I don't know, dude.
The problem is...
I just think that there's something missing there.
What they did wrong was having fucking Owens win... AJ Styles winning the title at a house show at Madison Square Garden. That was the mistake they made.
Correct.
Because...
I didn't like that.
This was a building feud, and AJ had never been a U.S. champion before, and they just blew it on a show that fucking, 10,000 people at the Garden saw, and nobody else saw, and everybody else had to see it on highlights. Like, they kind of ruined the moment of AJ Styles winning his first title. So then when he won it back this week on SmackDown, it was just like, okay, so he won back the title that he probably shouldn't have lost in the beginning, to begin with. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that was the thing. Hold on.
Yeah, we gotta do shots here. I mean, we're talking about wrestling. We gotta do shots.
I'm already fired up.
Fired up with fireballs of fire.
The end of the show is going to be ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. I don't know, dude. It's, go ahead, you talk.
Uh-oh, what happened to us?
Oh, we lost our connection?
There we are. Okay, never mind. So, AJ Styles should not have won the title at the house show. We agree with that.
I totally agree.
He could have won it at Battleground. I could have been okay with that.
Yeah.
And he could have retained it on SmackDown in the three-way match. I would have not had a problem with that. And then, like I said, I was under the assumption that Jericho and and Owens were going to start feuding again.
But Fred, if they do it that way, then there's no title changes. Oh, but that's
fucking care.
I know. That's what I was getting at. It's WWE just loves title changes. It reminded me of the Sasha Banks and fucking Charlotte feud on Raw from last year, where they just traded the titles 1,000 times for no fucking reason to make the fucking whoever had the title didn't even mean anything anymore because they both had it 4 times. So this is the same. It had the same feel because Owens won at a house show. He retained it at fucking Battleground, loses it at SmackDown, and we're just back at square one again. Okay, I know in feuds sometimes titles change hands and they go back and forth, but when you do it on house shows and SmackDown, but not the pay-per-views, it kind of ruins it, and that's what happened with the Sasha Banks thing. Sasha won the title on 3 fucking Raw episodes. She never won the title at a fucking pay-per-view. She only won it on Raw. So it's why do I even tune in for a pay-per-view when I can just watch the fucking free shows or go to a live event on the fucking train a half an hour away? I don't know. You're right. No, I tend to agree. It hasn't been bad, but it's AJ Styles, dude. It's Kevin Owens. These are 2 of the best guys in the company. They're not done yet. Maybe there's still more to be. There's still more to go here. It was a good match until the finish.
Did you ever watch Ring of Honor back in the day? You might have watched it when.
Of course I have.
No, but I mean during this period of time when El Generico was out for a while, and then Kevin Owens was in the ring, and Nigel McGuinness had given him a present in the ring, and he opened it, and it was El Generico's mask, and Kevin Owens flipped out. He was like, oh shit, because El Generico was back. And,
yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I thought in my mind it would have been cool fantasy booking for Chris Jericho extravagantly come back to the ring by having a present out for Kevin Owens, and then even being the list of KO or Chris Jericho's jacket, and then break the walls down.
That was cool.
Just fucking flipped and I don't know.
That's a good idea.
It's just been pondering in my mind for the last week and so, and just because I think this feud is so significant. It shouldn't just. I don't know. That's why I thought it was lackluster, but I'm sure they'll make it up somehow.
Yeah, the crowd. I'm
happy he's back.
Yeah, the crowd seemed into it, so I thought it was pretty good. We've kind of wasted a lot of time on this. Let's move on. We talked about the flag match already. Sami Zayn defeated
Stephanie. Come on.
What happened?
Do you want to go to sleep with us talking about our issues?
Wait, what happened? I missed the comment.
Jan said he has to go because his girlfriend doesn't want us to be talking while she's trying to sleep.
Hey, Steph.
Fuck you.
Wait, no. I'm sending you my best regards. Do you remember that?
Where is that from again?
No, she said that at a party at my house. That she says when somebody sends you their best regard. No, wait, no.
No.
I'm sorry.
Good vibes.
Positive vibes. Positive vibes. Yeah. I thought it was positive vibes. I'm sending good vibes your way, Steph.
Sending him your way, Steph. We are the
you, Steph.
We are your melatonin, okay, Stephanie? We are your melatonin. So you'll be peacefully asleep as we talk about dildos and wrestling and fucking cocks and
donuts
and fucking bullshit. And being drunk.
All right, we gotta move.
Sorry for anyone that's listening. By the way,
we gotta move. We gotta move along quickly here on Battleground.
Do we have to?
Sami Zayn took on Mike Kanellis.
Let's not gonna talk about this long.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it long. Sami Zayn won. That's what I said. I did pretty good on my predictions.
I can't believe Mike Kanellis got beat so quickly.
I mean, he beat him the night before the week before on SmackDown.
He's a new character.
He's a new character, but he didn't go through NXT like most new talent do, so...
That's true.
So, like, I feel like they still, like, they're gonna make him fucking earn his due. Like, they're not just gonna give him a fucking push to the moon. I mean, he wasn't even a great wrestler in... What was he? He came from...
Ring of Honor. New Japan, yeah.
Mike Bennett. Like, he wasn't like a... It's not like a Roderick Strong where he has like this years of background. Like I'm sure he wrestled for a couple years. I'm sure he had like a good background.
He did. He just was never that good.
Yeah, right. He was never that good. So I think like he's not gonna be. They're not gonna push him to a fucking like United States title program right away. They're gonna build him up slowly. I've liked the program so far. I like his pairing with Maria. I'm glad Maria's back. I love the fucking gimmick. The gimmick and the theme song is so fucking funny.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Remember when Sami Zayn got clothesline on the outside and then him and Maria were like on top of Sami Zayn doing Eskimo kisses?
Yes.
Just obnoxious shit. It was fucking awesome.
Alright, dude. Now it's time to talk about the main event of Battleground. And this is really...
It's time!
It's time! And dude, this is the antithesis of this fucking pay-per-view, is the main event. Like, when you go into shows, like, you think back in time, and you have all these pay-per-views.
Josh the King sucked.
And you have all these pay-per-views where you have all these thoughts about them, like, oh, dude, I don't remember Backlash 2008, you know, like, I don't remember SummerSlam 2012, but then there's, like, those pay-per-views, because, like, you know, oh, maybe there's a good match, like, maybe the main event was really good, maybe Cena lost the title to Edge in Toronto or something, maybe it was a really cool moment, and it saved the card.
Possibly.
But then there's the shows that the whole card was terrible, and then the main event just continues a main event level of shittiness.
I can't believe how bad they wrestled. This
was one of somehow it's still one of the worst wrestling pay-per-view matches of the year. Maybe not as bad as the flag match, but it's still in the contention, and it's on the same show. The Punjabi prison match for the WWE title, Jinder Mahal defending against Randy Orton. Dude.
I actually like the House of Horrors match more.
I can't say
because at least it was creative, and at least it was intense, and at least like they tried.
You have a very, very broad term of
I'm not saying they were both good. I'm just saying that one was shittier than the other.
So you like that one more than this one?
At least I could see the match.
I guess. Yeah, there was a big problem.
Like, let's fucking forget that part, people. I can't see the match.
2 cages of bamboo, reinforced steel fucking beams made it so that you couldn't fucking see the ring. And I saw pictures from the live event, like people took pictures from the crowd.
Me too,
and literally you couldn't see what was happening in the ring because you were looking through 2 fucking thick cages, and it's like, and it didn't even look good on pay-per-view. And you remember they had yellow lighting on it too?
Like, and what the fuck was that supposed to be?
And they had the fucking Indian music, like from fucking Homeland, like it's like, oh my god, this is cringe-inducing. Like,
I feel like I got sniped in Battlefield.
Yeah, right. It did sound like the Battlefield you just got killed sound.
So, I mean, they had this thing where, you know, obviously...
Oh, I don't even want to talk about it!
They wished to open the door, and they had 60 seconds until the door was going to be closed and locked. And their acting and over-dramatic fucking expressions was so bad. No, it wasn't that part. It was the part that, like, once the door was locked and closed, Randy Orton would look at his face like, oh my god, I'm stuck in here forever.
I've never been in a cage match before. This is scary, guys.
Oh my god.
I better call my mama.
Can we say that the best part of this match was the Singh brothers?
Every single part of this fucking Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal, the best part has been the Singh brothers. The best part of the entire feud throughout the whole thing is when Randy Orton dropped one of the fucking guys on his head on the announcer's table, and Randy Orton made that face like, ugh, I fucking killed him.
I fucked shit up.
This is the worst program in WWE right now. And not because it's badly written, it's because it's so boring. Jinder Mahal is one of the most boring WWE champions of all time, and you cannot give me a better argument than that. Tell me somebody who's more boring than fucking Jinder Mahal. Because, dude, his promos...
Randy Orton might be second.
He might be second, but, I mean, Jinder Mahal is... he doesn't even get pumped for his promos. It's like... everybody else cuts a promo like, I'm Aiden English, I'm going to sing. And like Jinder Mahal goes like, I'm slightly inconvenienced by the presence of Randy Orton. Like, he doesn't even sound like he's excited. Like, he was a fucking jobber. He got the best fucking ticket to main eventing WWE with fucking Julius Royce. He's got veins popping out of his fucking neck, and Vince McMahon wants to blow him in his fucking sleep, and he doesn't even have the passion to cut a promo that has any fucking any feeling to it. He just, I am the Maharaja. And it's not even like he's being sinister or he's being evil.
He's not even being evil.
He sounds disinterested. He sounds apathetic. He sounds bored. And I can't blame him.
I would be bored too.
I'm bored. I am bored.
Because he should know for a fact that, one, he's not from fucking India. He's Canadian.
Definitely not.
But two, he should know also that how am I supposed to create a viable feud when India is not feuding with America?
Yeah.
I don't get this, people.
It doesn't make
Bulgaria
sense.
isn't. India isn't.
But Bulgaria
fucking Croatia
makes sense
isn't.
because it's kind of like Russia, and Russia's got this whole thing with Donald Trump. There was a thing there. It makes sense.
For a second.
Russia is an old enemy of the United States, so you can even use that.
Or maybe a new one. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. But India has never
in the history
never
of the United States ever been an enemy of the United States.
Never.
If anything, they help our country by outsourcing
Believe it
our
or not,
products.
one of my favorite cuisines is Indian food. It's fantastic.
I love curry.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
I mean, my ass goes on fucking fire,
I love curry.
It
hurts to poop it out, but it's fucking great. Chicken vindaloo, man. Chicken masala. Tikka masala. Fuck yeah. Butter chicken. Fuck yeah.
Holla. Boom shakala.
And dude, okay, so then, if it's not bad enough that this match is terrible, it's not bad enough that the fucking Singh brothers are doing all the bumping for both of the fucking guys in the main event. No, we get the return of the great...
Yes! The great...
The great Khali. I love that you said yes. I felt the beams in my walls shake when you said yes.
Where was Natalia to fucking make out with him before the
By the
match?
way, issue I had with the fucking with Great Khali making his return in this fucking match. He had 2 theme songs in WWE.
2?
He had 2. He had one when he was like a heel and it was like down 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 down. It was very Indian. And then he had the Bollywood hoka chaka hoka chaka hoka chaka hoka.
Oh,
and then what does he come out to, Fred? He comes out to Jinder Mahal's music. Who's in the match. So everybody's like, why is Jinder Mahal's music like?
And of course, he comes out again like this. Goes like this.
Watch Cecilia, it's low.
Like, he has a hard time with his fucking right hand.
And he looks like he's minutes from death now. I don't know if you picked that up. He looks so ill, and I don't mean ill in I'm a wigger and that's cool thing. No, he looks ill he's gonna die.
Jinder Mahal's ill, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not ill, yeah.
Fuck!
And then Jinder retains, dude. I don't fucking care.
This is what happens,
dude.
On the Retro Wrestling Podcast, and we talk about a pay-per-view. As shitty as this is, that Fireball comes out, tequila comes out, beer comes out, and feelings come out.
Uh-oh. Wait, no,
we're not gonna get into that yet.
We're not gonna get into that. We're done with Great Balls of Fire. Anything on Raw you want to talk about? Great Balls of Fire Battleground. Anything on Raw? We gotta finish. Fred's gonna cry. No, he's not. He's not.
How do you know?
He's not gonna cry. He's gonna be okay.
I'm sure.
Don't tell me what's gonna happen here. I'm a little drunk here.
I'm drunk.
I'm a little more drunk than I have been on the podcast in several weeks. So, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Because that was the Smackdown side. That was the Smackdown pay-per-view. Let's talk about Raw. Raw. You're lots of drunk. This is great. Shut up! What's going on? Stop. Get the W. So, Raw. We had Jason Jordan.
Your fuck is drunk. I mean, drunk as fuck.
You're punkin' Drublick.
Yeah. Exactly, dude.
No effects. Don't call me white. Anyway, Raw. Let's talk about Raw. Now, do you want to skip Raw? Because I feel like nothing really happened on Raw. Let's talk about the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose thing a little bit, because that was kind of...
A little bit.
All right, let's go into that. So, we've been alluding to it the last couple of weeks. They're hinting at this Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins.
Anybody on Periscope that's a girl, if you want to, like, show us your tits, that'd be
Bad,
cool.
I love fear. I don't know what the hell's happening in Periscope. Let's just not read that.
Is there any girls on Periscope? Can you show us your tatas?
We can't see anything, though. We can only see ourselves.
Can you DM us your tatas?
Yeah, we got a heart, so maybe that's a yes.
Heart us your cock of your chest. Oh, God.
I don't see how that's relevant or helpful.
The Dean Ambrose
Fred, we're at an hour. We're almost at an hour. We gotta
get
through our topics,
dude.
We got a list here. We can
do it as long as we want.
Drink it in. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Drink it in, man.
Alright, so we've been talking about the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose reunion. Even on Raw, they're calling it the partial Shield reunion, which is a terrible name. Don't call it that.
Stop bringing up the Shield, dude.
Well, if they're gonna eventually incorporate Reigns, then yeah, call it the Shield. But if not, then don't use it. But the point I wanted to get at is that this week they finally had a tag match where they took on the Miz Taraj in a 3-on-2 handicap match. And for the most part, before the match, Ambrose still wasn't trusting Seth Rollins for, of course, turning on the Shield a couple of years ago. Now,
Makes sense.
Now, from the reports I read, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose ended up winning the match after, I believe Ambrose hit Dirty Deeds on, I forget who. I think it was on Miz, actually.
Dirty Deeds.
And he got the win, and they kind of blew,
Yeah.
They shut the fuck up. They kind of blew their wad. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
You make me lose my train of thought. On how this feud or whatever they're doing with Ambrose and Rollins, whether it's going to be they're going to tag again and they're going to be a team again, or whether it's going to be some kind of double cross and either Rollins or Ambrose turns on one or the other. I'm leaning towards Ambrose, but they kind of blew their wad a little early here because we're at the point where they had this match. They won the match. And then they're embracing each other and hugging each other and high-fiving each other.
Fucking sucking each other's cocks.
Right, but it felt like they kind of jumped too quickly into it. They should have been happy they won. They should have been celebrating, but they shouldn't have hugged. They shouldn't have high-fived each other.
It wasn't
Ambrose
really though. I didn't really think of it that way. I kind of was Ambrose was yeah, kind of all right, cool, all right, kind of he had to, he kind of had to celebrate with him a little bit, and then he got the fuck out of the ring really quickly.
Yeah, he did, and then I know Rollins went to do the Shield fist bump thing, and Ambrose left, but I don't know.
Ambrose didn't want to fist him.
Like, it should have just been like Ambrose celebrated by himself, and then like when Rollins would like high five him, he would just continue celebrating. Like, I don't know, they kind of like embraced too much. And I heard they got heat backstage for doing that. Because apparently,
the Shield thing?
Yeah, for that exact thing I just said. They got heat for that because they wanted to save that for SummerSlam, because they're apparently challenging for the tag team titles against Sheamus and Cesaro. Who were they even on Raw this past week? I don't even remember.
They watched the Revival versus Gallus and Anderson that fucking 90-degree angle where the television screen's there and they watch like this.
Oh yeah,
so that's all they did.
Yeah, it's like you and me talking like this, like, hey man, what's going on?
Hey, so
this is great. This is great for the podcast viewers.
Exactly, they love to see this side of my face.
Yeah, behind a microphone. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody on Twitter, on our Facebook page said the other day, like, wouldn't it be good if the Shield got back together, all three members, and all of them turned heel together to help Roman Reigns beat Braun Strowman and then ultimately reclaim the Universal title? And I actually, like, I know you commented on it, you thought it was a good idea, and I agree. I think it's a fantastic idea. I can't imagine in a WWE, wearing WWE glasses, seeing them turn all three of them heel with the focus not being on Roman Reigns. Because if they turn them all three of them heel, then it's the Shield. They're just the Shield being heels again, which is something that's been done a million times. Not a million times, but they did it for like 2 years. Fred, what are you doing over here? Are you writing shit down?
Just hypothesizing something for a second.
He's hypothesizing.
Yeah.
He's writing.
No, it's alright. Just give me a second.
He's doing some equation. So, I don't know. Like, it sounds like a really good idea, like, that Ambrose and Rollins would eventually align with Reigns and to finally turn Roman heel and all three of them heel. But, like, at the same time, then, it takes the focus off Roman. And I just don't see WWE doing anything like that. It's more of a... WWE is always going to make Roman their top guy. So if they ever actually do a Shield reunion, I feel like they'll all be faces, even if it's like a brief 1 week or one show thing. Like, remember when DX got back together in 2002? Briefly, it was Shawn Michaels and Triple H. It was a one-night thing. The crowd was so into it, and then Triple H turned on Shawn Michaels, set up their match for SummerSlam when Shawn Michaels came back. Like, that was a great fucking moment. Like, I feel like if they're gonna do some kind of thing with all three Shield members, that's exactly how they got to do it. They got to get Rollins first set up Rollins and Ambrose, get them fucking trusting each other again, which is what they're doing right now. Like, let it be a slow build, and then once they finally have gotten to the point where they both trust each other, they're both faces, they both want to win the tag titles, maybe they even win the tag titles at SummerSlam, then they bring in Roman. Roman seems hesitant. Roman wants to go and do it. He's gonna do it. They're here. They all are wearing their fucking Shield vests again. They come out to the Sierra, India, whatever the fucking thing. Hold on. Shield, damn it. They all come out. They finally cut a promo. They do the fucking fist pound in the fucking middle of the ring. 1, 2, and then boom! Roman Reigns fucking heel turn. That's how I see the perfect scenario of how this goes. Because people want the Shield back together. I mean, the Shield...
What better way to make Roman a heel by destroying the Shield possibility?
That's... If you want to pull the trigger on a Roman Reigns heel turn, there is no better way of doing it. There's no better way of doing it.
Right, because a lot of people have been saying on Twitter, and I kind of been disagreeing up until this week that... people are saying that Roman Reigns is already healed. What are you talking about? And I'm like, no, he's not. And then the last couple weeks, the last week or two, and I'm like, maybe he kind of is in a sense. Maybe they haven't officially done it the route that normally everybody does it, but he kind of is being a heel, and I think he is kind of being, I think he's turned that path and stuff. But what better way to really fucking shove it up everyone's fucking ass if he did it that way, for real.
Right?
Yeah, people would, like me, I thought maybe he was a face, some people would think it was a heel. and people are accepting him as a heel. But what better way for everybody to know he was a heel by destroying the one thing that people fucking love?
Right. Because if you think about it, the one thing, like, Roman has struggled as a face for so long. I mean, he's not getting accepted by 100% of the crowd at best. Yeah, why the hell not?
I've been taking shots on that.
Yeah, I saw that. So you have Roman Reigns. You have this guy who's been struggling as a face, and you can't tell me otherwise because he has been struggling as a face. He's not getting a face reaction anymore. Right? Well, fine. I mean, they booked him as a face for the first 2 years. It's been vague the last year.
Yeah.
What better way to finally get him as a full-blown face and have people like you and me want to like him than put him with the Shield? You put him with the Shield, people like him again, right? I mean,
Right.
Exactly. I'm talking from my perspective. My perspective is if Roman Reigns were to rejoin with the Shield, and let's say the Shield doesn't turn, let's just say the Shield's just back together and their faces again, or heels, I would like Roman Reigns again in that aspect, in that team that did so much damage in their 2-year run in WWE. So I feel like even if he's their heel or a face, WWE Universe would then accept him as a face, and they would start cheering for Roman. So they could go one of two routes here. I mean, the easy route would be they reform the full 3-member Shield, and he's a face, and people finally start to accept him, and then he starts getting a good crowd reaction, a good one. But ultimately, there's still going to be...
Let us gain that trust again.
Right, let us
Don't do it the next fucking week.
Right, but...
At the SummerSlam.
But at the same time, I don't know if that's ultimately what they're going to do, because then if they have the Shield and they're back for a while and they have all these singles matches, like, okay, we'll have some tag matches, we'll have some 6-man tag matches, we'll have some 2 tag matches, but Roman is going to be the focal point of the Shield from now on. Like, if they rekindle the Shield, he'd be the main guy. It'd be like, when DX broke up, it was Shawn Michaels the guy and Triple H was the second guy with China. Right? Then DX broke up, got back together, Triple H, Shawn Michaels was gone, Triple H became the guy then.
Right.
That's what Roman Reigns would be. Like, when the original Shield was around, everybody was talking about Ambrose as the guy. For some reason. I still don't understand why Ambrose was the leader. I don't understand that.
Because he was fucking good back then.
He was good. But, I mean, if they get back together, Ambrose is not the leader.
Dude, I watched him, like, NXT. I was watching old NXT back in the day when, like, Corey Graves. What was his name back then? Was it Corey Graves?
Yeah. When he was a wrestler?
When he was a wrestler?
Yeah, he was Corey Graves.
When he was tagging with Neville. And there was this one episode where the Shield came out. And I guess it was going to be like Neville versus the Shield or whatever. I mean, Dean Ambrose. But they cut a promo beforehand, and like Dean Ambrose was fucking awesome. Remember when back in the day when like even back in the day when like even Dean Ambrose was feuding with like Mick Foley and stuff, But I don't know. It's like he was the leader at that point,
Yeah. No, I kind of went on a tangent here, and I kind of wasted a lot of our time on our...
It doesn't matter, dude!
It doesn't matter. Well, I wanted to get to other topics, but...
Alright, well, let's talk about it. Roster changes, people!
Dude,
another shake-up, baby!
Dude, there's a rumor going around now that there's going to be another WWE roster...
Good.
What do they call it? The Superstar Shake-Up.
Good.
Right after SummerSlam.
Good.
I tend to agree that it's good. But it's just it's indicative of how bad their last roster shakeup was, because they've already run out of feuds for the guys that they moved in. What, that was right after WrestleMania, right? When
right
they did
after WrestleMania.
So I mean, we're then less than a year from the last roster changes, and they're already talking about doing a second one 6 months later at SummerSlam. I mean, it just goes to show how bad the choices they made. There were some good ones, like AJ Styles going to SmackDown was good. It made SmackDown good. But at the same time, there were bad ones, like Miz and Ambrose going to Raw was terrible because they were both feuding on SmackDown, then resumed the feud on Raw. So it was like they never changed shows because they're still fucking feuding. Like
I think that's good though. I mean, like
I'm glad they're doing it again.
It's doing both because they're able to work out the kinks of what they fucked up with. Listen, they're gonna fuck up here and there. You know what I mean?
Of course, they're
you
not
know,
gonna
like
be
we can't be. Even if we did it, like we're gonna fuck up. And instead of dealing with this bullshit for another 6-7 months, we don't have to worry about that. We only have to worry about that for a couple months, and that's beautiful. Right. And I'm completely on board with it.
So the other rumor that's going on with this superstar overhaul that they're going to do is that this time around they're going to have guys who are on Raw or SmackDown possibly getting demoted back to NXT.
My bad.
And a little too many drinky poos here in the Dixon house.
I love drinking and talking about wrestling.
So this is the thing that's weird, but it's like I can't tell if this is a bad thing or a good thing. So again, there are guys on Raw and SmackDown, and the rumor is it's a Vince thing too. Is that
fucking Vince?
It's for people on the Raw and SmackDown rosters who are not necessarily going to get pushed, yet they had experience in NXT and were very over in NXT, that he's going to push them back to NXT. Now, there's good and bad aspects.
Good and bad aspects. NXT does need talent.
That's the thing I wanted to get to. Like, NXT...
They got roster raped.
They got roster raped in the last Superstar shakeup.
Without lube.
They lost Shinsuke. They lost Kai Dillinger. They lost a lot of guys. They lost Elias Sampson. As much as people don't like him, he was a character on the show who got a lot of heat. The roster it did get affected, and
Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, blah blah blah.
Right, the original roster call-ups, like Carmelo left, American Alpha got called up. You know, they ever since the roster split of Raw and SmackDown, NXT has suffered significantly. You guys know way more than Vince, even though he's run this shit for over 30 years successfully. Thank you. I wish somebody would listen to us. I like this guy on Twitter. I missed who said that. My bad. But
I wish I had 3 weeks to book 3 weeks of television with you and me.
Give 3 weeks through a pay-per-view. Give us
drunk as fuck.
What? Give us 2 weeks.
Drunk as fuck.
2 weeks going 2 weeks of build to a pay-per-view. That's all I need. We got this shit down. We know this shit.
2 weeks.
We ran a Backyard Wrestling Federation. We got this shit down. That was a long time ago, though.
2 weeks. Even if I'm drunk, I could fucking do better than Mr. fucking Vince McMahon.
Okay, so...
Jason Coop. Yo, what's up, Coop?
So, this
You're gonna give me Trey Turner or what?
Alright, so... Again, people getting demoted, possibly from Raw and SmackDown to NXT, has good and bad repercussions. The good repercussions is NXT will then benefit from getting people back that they lost.
Definitely.
And that's good for NXT. And
I don't want to see Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship at this takeover.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I like Drew McIntyre. I'm glad he's back in WWE, but he's just like one of those guys. It's just like he's waiting for his call up. He's not a guy who's going to stay in NXT for a while, who's going to excel in NXT. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I feel like they're just going to call him up, like kind of
he's like the
that.
flavor of the month almost.
Yeah, you know? And Bobby Roode is over.
Doing okay.
He's doing okay. He's over because of his theme song, though. That's literally... His gimmick is the one thing that's making him fucking over as fuck in WWE.
It's hard to be a Nakamura, a Joe, a Finn Balor,
right,
a Neville. It's hard to...
Like, obviously people like Joe and Nakamura and Sami Zayn, they're not going to go back to NXT. But then there's, like, guys like... I want to say Ty Dillinger. He might...
You might as well.
I don't think he's going to ever really amount to anything on the main roster. And, you know, ultimately, like, if he were to stay on the main roster, he'd probably get future endeavored in, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
And I love the guy. I love the gimmick, the 10-10-10 thing, whatever, you know? Like, that's fine. Like, Aiden English, I think he's got a good gimmick with his fucking stupid Broadway singing shtick.
True.
But I don't think he'll ever get over. I don't think they'll ever push him to beyond this point that he's at right now. And for them to put him back in NXT, at this point, NXT is not... it's not the minor leagues anymore that they originally made it out to be. Right now, it's the third brand. It's what they wanted the ECW brand when they had the ECW as the third brand. Like, that's what they wanted ECW to be like. They wanted it to be like a third equal brand, even though it was technically a bunch of like washed up fucking indie wrestlers who fucking hardcore wrestlers, and a bunch of washed up guys like Kurt Angle and Kevin Thorne and Chris Benoit. This is what they wanted with ECW, but they got it with NXT now. Like, NXT is a fucking successful show. So pushing guys back to NXT is not necessarily a demotion. It's kind of almost like a promotion in a way, because if you look at the main roster, you look at fucking Battleground. Battleground is so terrible. Like, who wants to go to WWE main roster when you could be the main event of a takeover show, which... The takeover shows, there's only, 4 a year?
They're badass.
And they have good build. People really enjoy them. The crowd is amazing for every NXT show.
For every match.
But at the same time, then it's like, technically, I'm assuming it is technically a downgrade, and you're going to probably get a pay decrease when you go back to NXT.
Oh, fuck, we missed the comment.
We missed the comment. My bad.
Sorry, if you want to write that comment again on Periscope.
Yeah, we're missing comments today. We're a little...
Because we're drunk as fuck.
We're a little drunky pews.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about this this week and stuff, and it's before I found out about the, people dropping down to NXT. I thought it would have been a good idea to bring... I think you might disagree with this, honestly, but to bring in a lesser title. They have the US and the Intercontinental, but bring a lower tier title, like a television title, for a guy like a fucking Apollo.
What, the main roster or NXT?
The main roster, like a guy like a Kira Tozawa, or a fucking guy like Kai Dillinger could wrestle for. Where because look who's around the Intercontinental Championship: Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, The Miz. Guess who's around the United States Championship?
Well, rumor
AJ Styles, Nakamura, Kevin Owens, blah blah blah. Those guys are not going to be feuding with those guys.
Well, from what I heard, at least the Intercontinental title is going to be. It sounds like Jason Jordan's going to get the next title opportunity. So that's somebody different and young, and it's like lower card. So that one's good, but
that's far and few between.
Yeah,
I mean, I know, we don't like the fact that there's a lot of titles on a show. But I think that there's so much undercard talent, and if you had a title in there, at least there would be something for them to bounce off of. Yeah,
I tend to agree. But if they're gonna do this, if they're gonna start demoting people, then the guys I want to fucking be main eventers and at least have a fucking future, I almost want them sent down at this point. At
least they'll have a main event feud, I guess.
Right, I kind of want Zack Ryder to get sent to NXT because I feel like he'd be a fucking main event there, and
that's true.
And I actually mentioned Sami Zayn as a guy who'll never get sent down, but I almost think he'd be perfect as a career NXT guy. He spends his whole career in NXT fighting for the NXT title, which is, the world title of NXT, instead of him being a fucking, low mid-carder in fucking Smackdown, where he hasn't won anything since he got called up, and he's been called up for over a year now. Yet Baron Corbin's getting these, Money in the Bank opportunities. Nakamura is getting a number one contendership match next week.
Right, exactly.
Guys like Sami Zayn, never get their opportunity. As soon as I heard this rumor and that Vince was involved, and people that Vince wasn't gonna push, even though, the exact quote I read was, they're considering bringing people back to NXT who were in NXT to begin with, who are on the main show and are super over, but are people that Vince McMahon are never going to push.
Last shot of the show.
We
keep this drunkenness going.
And as soon as I read that, I instantly thought of Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger's over. He succeeded very well in NXT for what he was given. He wasn't given many feuds. And then he got called up, and he's been used, sparingly throughout since he got called up, since the last couple months. He's there 1 week, he has a good showing, you think they're going to push him, and then he's not there next week. So I think that's a Vince thing. I think, Vince doesn't like a Ty Dillinger. Vince doesn't like, who else, Bo Dallas. Like, I feel like a Bo Dallas. Like, he succeeded in NXT. He's never amounted to anything on the main roster. He could go back to NXT. I'm actually kind of like, I'm looking forward to this.
You know what I liked? Remember back in a couple of years ago in NXT when they had Alex Riley and he was like trying to go for the NXT championship? I mean, he was a commentator that ended up going back into the ring, but I don't know. Something about that I liked. You know, like
I like that too.
It gave someone like a second chance. Like it gave someone, it like revived them. You know, it didn't last very long, but you know, maybe that can go towards other wrestlers now if they get dropped down.
Yeah, I'm like, what's better at this point? Like, okay, making more money for like 2 years as Ty Dillinger. I'm using Ty Dillinger as my main example here because he seems like the most obvious candidate to be sent down. What's better for, like, if you're Ty Dillinger, what's better at this point? You being on SmackDown for, like, 2 years and getting matches sporadically. Maybe you get, like, a couple feuds here and there, but, like, you get left off the card sometimes. Like, you're not even wrestling on SmackDown pay-per-view matches. You're doing kickoff shows against Aiden English. You get, like, the main roster paycheck for a couple years, and then you get future endeavored like Damian Sandow. He seems like a Damian Sandow at this point.
Right, exactly.
Like, sure, the payday for being a main event, like, on the main shows is probably good. Or what's better, maybe being, like, a career NXT guy for, like, 5, 6, 7 years until your career is over. And, like, maybe you actually win the NXT title and, like, you have a great career. Maybe you don't get paid as much as you would if you were called up to the main roster, but, like...
We don't know that.
You don't know that, but, I mean, like...
Maybe your merchandise goes up because you're a main event guy and now you got a gimmick that's over or something.
Right, and then maybe you go back to NXT and maybe then that's your second chance where you're like, oh shit, this guy really is the real deal. Maybe you get called up a second time. Like, it wouldn't be the first time. It happened to Emma. Emma was called up in the Santino Marella, like, Intercontinental title
She
era.
was over in NXT.
She was over as shit in NXT as, like, this bubbly blonde girl. Got called up to the main roster, was teamed with Santino Marella as this, like, goofy girl who does this weird...
Did the same thing. But they never explained it. So she didn't get over.
So she was basically demoted and like, you know, they sent her to basically her abyss. Like, say fuck you. You're going back to development. You're not ready for this. Sent her back to NXT.
You were losing, man.
She became a heel. Turned her whole fucking career around. Got called back up again. Now she's lost in the shuffle again. But like, who's to say that won't work out for somebody else the second time around? Sorry, I've been going on for a while here.
It's true, though. I mean, like, NXT is a land of opportunity. Sometimes I gotta take a piss,
Fred, so take over.
I'm happy that certain wrestlers get pushed up to the main roster, because that means that they are, you know, they're rewarded for what they have accomplished down there. But on the other hand, what is going to happen? Like a Ty Dillinger. He was over I know, we bring this name up all the time, but he was over as fuck, you know, and now, you know, we thought we had better plans for him. We thought he'd at least be on the SmackDown lower card to mid-card, maybe not mid-card, but lower card, all right? You know, maybe feuding against Sami Zayn or Mike Kanellis or something like that, but he's not even on the fucking show, and it's such a shame because the crowd is still chanting, Preface that to everyone out there. I'm drunk as fuck. I am drunk as fuck out there. And I don't give a fuck who knows it. I don't know if there are any females there listening, but you know, so maybe just since that Ty Dillinger was fucking God in NXT, then maybe it would just be better off if he's there. He's not selling merchandise down in SmackDown. He sells a shit ton of merchandise, I would assume, in NXT. And he actually has decent feuds. He's on the fucking takeover shows every week. He's over as fuck. So, let it happen, dude. It's all good, man.
Woo!
Woo! That was loud. Mr. Kennedy!
We're approaching an hour and 20 minutes here. I don't even think we have time for Corey this week. I think it's time to wrap it up. But Fred's got some things written down that he wants to go through quickly.
I don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, Brock might be coming back to UFC, I guess.
We'll skip that. We'll
fuck
talk
him.
about that.
Fuck Brock.
I don't even want to talk
He's
about
definitely losing the title at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You wrote Braun. I don't know what that means.
Nah, I'm skipping that too.
Okay.
What's this other shit you wrote here?
No, that was just a theory of mine. That doesn't apply anymore. Cross it off!
I don't think it's time to wrap the show up. Fred.
I love you, Corey.
No.
You're so funny.
No, we're at an hour and 20.
You're fucking
It's
hot.
time to wrap the show
You're
up.
fucking so beautiful.
We love Corey. I hope next week we have better updates than...
She's a fine piece of ass.
She's a fine piece of ass.
Yo, Jewel Ortez, are you a chick? Are you a chick?
This is a good part for the audio podcast when we're not talking at
Anybody is anyone a chick out there?
If you're not following us on...
If so, please holla.
If you're not following us on Twitter, please follow us at Wretched Wrestle.
Did somebody talk about that?
You can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Wretched Wrestling.
Craig,
you can subscribe to our YouTube.
I tried to grab her candy bar this week. She said that it was a Snickers, and she knows I don't like Snickers.
Wait, what race is Corey?
What race?
Yeah, like, is she white? Is she Latino? Is she black? Is she...
No, she's all American.
Doesn't answer anything.
She's Caucasian.
Yeah,
we missed that. What did it say?
She likes the Caucasian.
What?
We've lost all control here. Rob's probably making fun of us. Rob's the only one still watching us on Periscope.
I can't even see the comments, dude.
Fucking Periscope is the worst. How do you guys like Periscope? I'm sorry. Periscope is terrible.
Terrible.
The quote...
Facebook Live, we see all the comments.
If we miss a comment, we could go back to it like 15... We can go back to it an hour later. Periscope, if we missed it 30 seconds in, we're fucked. We missed it. That's it. It's gone.
Does anyone have a Q&A for us?
Q&A?
Ask us any questions?
Q&A?
Fuck Periscope, exactly.
Thanks, Rob.
If there's one thing that we can agree with the WNA podcast, is that we both fucking hate Periscope.
It's the worst.
Let's do some
terrible.
Let's do some plugs. Reluctantly, I will plug the Wrestling Nerds Alliance.
Yes. Check these guys out. These guys are crazy. We love them, though.
We love them.
They have like 8 guys on their show, and only 2 of them talk, but they're great. Please also check out the Gimmick Table. Just search for it on iTunes and Twitter. You'll find it.
Gimmick Table is good, man. They're getting some indie stars.
What's their other show called?
They don't do it anymore.
Oh, they don't do it anymore?
No, it's the Gimmick Table.
Oh, what was the old show?
That was Casual Bumps.
Casual Bumps. So the Casual Bumps are now known as...
They're
I'm so drunk, I gotta go home. I am home. I'm here. This is my house.
It's quiet ones, man. What does that mean?
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Is there any girls on Periscope that I can hit on?
Oh my god.
I mean, talk to.
If you're not following us on Twitter, please follow us at Wretched Wrestle.
No.
Obviously, we're on Periscope if you're watching us. Our Periscope will go live on Twitter every week. We are also
obviously
on Facebook at facebook.com/Wretched Wrestling. We do Facebook Lives usually Friday nights, sometimes Saturdays, and once in a while on another night. Like us at Wretched Wrestling on Facebook. I can't even fucking plug my own show on this.
You can't plug anything.
Just like your fucking mom. We have the Wretched...
She's got a vagina, so she can't.
I know. That's what I was getting
at. Okay.
Yeah. You want to plug YouTube?
Go to YouTube and look up anything from Alex Jones.
LOL.
1776 will come out again, goddammit!
Yeah, if you want to find us on YouTube, you got to search for us. We don't have a URL yet because we don't have enough subscribers. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can help us get that URL we're looking for.
We're the Rogue Podcast. They're fucking scared of us, dude. They don't know what the fuck we'll say. We might say that fucking transsexuals might not be allowed in the fucking army. So, you know what I mean?
So Corey's guy would...
Wait, what? No, she's allowed in the army. She's registered in the army. She carries a huge bazooka.
In her pants.
Well, I mean, near her pants, but... Near her pants. She won't keep it in her pants. But a bazooka... right next to her pants.
For our live viewers, we're also available on iTunes, Google Play, and Podomatic. If you need another fucking medium to fucking connect to us on, we're on Instagram at Wretched Wrestling.
We have like 6 photos.
Yeah, I mean, just
we suck.
Hashtag so many.
We
photos.
suck, by the way.
Yeah.
We finished this. By the way,
I'm a little fucking drunk, so I'm gonna just leave.
Pretty as a pinch. Are you a female?
Pretty in a pinch joined the Periscope. Thank you for joining us. But we're signing off now.
You're hot.
We're a little drunk.
Oh, I'm drunk too, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. Pretty as a pinch.
Oh, you're drunk too. Cool. Pretty as a pinch. Pretty in a pinch. I don't know how to say a fucking name.
More like pretty in a
pink.
More like pink. More like pretty in pink.
No, I meant like in the pink, like as in
like vagina.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
If you had a letter between A, B, D, A, B, C, if you could choose a letter between A, B, C, and D, pretty in pink, what would you choose? What's your favorite letter, A to D? Hurry, we're going to end the show soon, so please answer.
Yeah, our show is wrapping up right now.
No, so seriously, can you just answer back?
We really... A!
Oh.
Ass.
No, she's got an A cup.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that's where you were going with that.
You got a fire away stove? Oh, this is getting weird.
Yeah, that's the point where I'm tapping out. We're not talking about Corey this week, so I'm out. So guys, enjoy... wrestling for next week. We'll see you next week. We're gonna start talking. We're gonna talk shit to you guys.
Triple D.
Oh damn! All right, I'm out. Peace out from the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. Enjoy your week, everyone.
Things are happening down below.
Oh, I'm drunk.
Things are. Stay down. Oh boy, Pretty in Pink is. She got me. Oh so loco. DMs are acceptable. We accept any questions or images. Pretty in Pink, Pretty in a Pinch. Hasta luego.
Shabba-dabba-doo.
Shabba-dabba-doo. I thank you for coming on the show.
That's what she said.
And it's been fun, people. It's been fun. I guess I'll head out. I mean, I'm just waiting for my pants tend to calm down a little bit. The Wretched Wrestling Podcast.
Wretched Wrestling Podcast. They finally got the name right.
There we go. I'm just hitting on all the women on the show.
Alright, shall we end?
Alright, alright, I'm gonna get going then, I guess. Forget my briefcase, I guess. That's This is my purse? No, I must have left it at home. Okay, guys. See y'all next week. Yes. Shabba-dabba-da.